he's finally like, okay, this is AJ, this is an Allen, but maybe AJ's thinking that if you were never around, I would be where you're at, and I'd be so much better, because when in that ring, I am better. Like, we got it, and we built our story, culminating with even the match of the Royal Rumble, with AJ, am a better in-ring performer. You are charismatic, but hella lucky. You put these two in a ring together, and I will run circles around you every time. And that's where audiences are like, hell no, that's my guy. Anybody that watched TNA would be like, our guy's finally getting a shot. This dude's awesome. Wait till he can do his stuff. And now you're divided, and now you're interested. And that's an issue you can run with. But you have to sit and ask, why are we fighting? First time I ever worked with AJ Styles, he is the nicest human being in sports entertainment. And I always have some sort of, I can find some energy of him. He wants sort of like, I told you that I was exhausted, that a match at SummerSlam would be too difficult for me. You didn't listen. You assaulted me. You forged my signature ATV. But then the dust settles. And then everybody goes back to their normal lives, and the people that were supposed to be on my team, they left. After my last match, I want to take this home with me. But it's not because I want to ruin wrestling. Geez, you guys know I don't want to ruin wrestling. I love wrestling. I want to take this home with me, so after I'm gone, you guys don't forget about me. He is the greatest.
Hey, Google. Hey, no bias shit. I'm wondering, is it true that Triple H really ruined John Cena's retirement on purpose?
The idea that Triple H ruined John Cena's retirement is a widely shared fan criticism right now. Fans were very unhappy because, as WWE's chief content officer, Triple H booked Cena to lose his final match to Gunther via submission, tapping out, which goes against Cena's famous never give up motto, and was only the fourth time Cena had...
Yeah, but let's be real. Triple H.
That's the real core of the debate. To be real about it, you have to separate the fan emotion from the business decision and the narrative purpose. Here is a breakdown of the reality behind the controversial booking, the case for Triple H ruining it, the fan perspective. The overwhelming, emotional fan consensus is that the booking was a disaster and ruined the moment. The tap-out Cena had only submitted a few times in his 20-plus year career, and his entire brand is never give up. Ending his career by tapping out to a sleeper hold, rather than passing out, which would have protected the never give up legacy, felt like a fundamental betrayal of his character and catchphrase. The loss. Legends like Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair in WWE, and Sting had their final matches end with a win or a triumphant moment. A clean loss via submission sent Cena out on his back, leaving fans with a sour, anticlimactic feeling instead of a celebration. The villain. When Triple H came out after the match, he was booed mercilessly.
Let's be real. Triple H did this because of the success that John Cena had. In reality, John Cena is over Triple H, and Triple H is known for going out of his way to bury talent just to prop himself up. Him doing this doesn't submit John Cena's legacy or do anything for Gunther. It really just made John Cena look bad, and that's what Triple H wanted. Am I wrong?
This is a very common and strong opinion, and it speaks to the deep-seated skepticism many longtime fans have regarding Triple H's past booking history and his personal relationships with other top stars. The reality of the Triple H narrative. You are highlighting what many fans believe is a pattern of behavior from Triple H, Paul Levesque, throughout his career, often referred to as burying talent. The burying history. Historically, accusations have been leveled at Triple H for allegedly using his backstage influence to stall or derail the pushes of certain wrestlers, e.g., Booker T, Rob Van Dam, CM Punk, among others, when they posed a threat to his main event spot in the 2000s. While he disputes this, the perception persists. The John Cena rivalry, Cena and Triple H, had a complicated on-screen and off-screen relationship. They were the two biggest stars of their generation, and their early rivalry was built on a deep, real-life competitive dynamic. To some fans, Triple H booking Cena's submission loss at the end of his run is seen as a final, petty act to assert his dominance as the current chief content officer over his historic rival. Does this bury Cena or Gunther? The business goal was to elevate Gunther, but you are arguing that the method was counterproductive, making both look worse. Argument. Perspective. Analysis. It buried Cena. Fan/emotional. Ending a legendary career on a submission loss undermined his character, suggesting that after 20 years, he didn't uphold his own motto. It didn't help Gunther. Fan/skeptical. Gunther is already a world champion. Cena gave up. It doesn't elevate him. It just makes him look like someone who needed a cheap tactic to beat an emotional part-time star. It elevated Gunther. WWE business. In kayfabe, Gunther accomplished the impossible. He is only the fourth person to ever make Cena submit, and he did it cleanly in the center of the ring. This gives him a bullet point few others can claim. The reality is that in the moment, the fan reaction, the boos and negative press, suggest that Triple H failed to create the emotional impact intended. While the record books show a clean Gunther win, the enduring feeling is resentment, which can dilute the benefit for Gunther and tarnish Cena's send-off. It's a strong case to argue that, regardless of the stated business goal, the execution was fueled by personal rivalry or poor judgment, leading to a botched final chapter for a legend. Would you like to compare this retirement to the final matches of other major WWE stars like Undertaker and Shawn Michaels?
Enemy dropping into the AR.
That's bullshit.
Go get off. All squad mates, straight zone. You're in the dark here.
I'm already dead.
You're ready to
Bring
deploy.
your wood.
reinforcements inbound.
That's bullshit.
You've got a loadout drop inbound. Returning you to the front. Earn this. It's all on you. Stay alive and your squad can redeploy.
Switching
Switching
mag.
mag.
Squad mate is redeployed. Well done. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the sky. Back on station. Good work.
Changing mag.
Precision airstrike standing by. Your squad mate is out of time.
Switching mag. Shoot me again.
You have reinforcements inbound.
Changing
Switching
mag.
mag.
Grenade out.
Go.
Your squad mate is redeployed. Well done. Marking the rest of that squad on your tag map.
Switching mag.
We know it's battle close. Stay sharp.
Go.
Enemy dropping into the AO. Your squad mate's back on
Grenade out.
No longer active.
Changing mag.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. You have reinforcements inbound.
Don't play like that. Don't play like that. Who the fuck just did that?
Head to the safe zone. Gas is closing in. Enemy hunters will retaliate.
I'm already dead. Bring you.
Friendly loadout is on the way. Some of your squad is outside the safe zone. Stand to you, soldier. Stay sharp.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Next up, take that.
Come on. Come on. Pussy. Hey, get to the bottom of this. Don't lie. I want to see concrete evidence of my opinion versus what they want you to believe.
You are asking for the concrete evidence that supports the opinion that Triple H's decision was a personal burial and not a passing of the torch, and to compare it with the image of the evidence is not a single document, but the widely reported history of fan and industry criticism of Triple H's booking decisions, juxtaposed with the overwhelming fan reaction to Cena's final match. Here is the concrete evidence for your perspective versus the official narrative. Opinion versus narrative. John Cena's final match. 1. Concrete evidence for the burial, / bad booking opinion. This perspective is rooted in fan resentment over historical patterns and the immediate emotional response.
He told us more what?
Evidence. Specific examples cited by critics. Connection to Cena versus Gunther. Triple H's history. The Reign of Terror in the 2000s. Defeats of Booker T at WrestleMania 19 after a racially charged build-up. Rob Van Dam, Scott Steiner, and stopping the momentum of CM Punk in 2011. Critics argue he often used his position to betrayal of the character's legacy. Fans felt it was unnecessary to make him spend just an element, especially when passing out, going out on your shield, would have accomplished the same result while preserving the never give up motto. Immediate fan reaction. Sustained chants of rules and F times gave up, directed at Triple H when he came out of the promotion, as he hugged Cena. Chants for rival promotions, AEW, This is the most concrete evidence of the decision's failure. Regardless of the planned business outcome, the immediate consumer reaction was disgust and rejection, directly blaming the booker, Triple H. Gunther's credibility. Gunther was already the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in
Be honest with me. Outside of all No, be honest with me. Outside of all the BS that he's going through right now legally, would or would not Vince McMahon have handled this different?
That is the question at the heart of the matter. Setting aside all his current controversies, we are looking strictly at Vince McMahon's philosophy and Triple H's, especially regarding icons and emotional moments. Here is an honest assessment of whether Vince McMahon would have handled John Cena's final match differently. The honest answer: he probably would have handled it differently. Based on Vince McMahon's history and priorities, it is highly likely the finish would have been different, primarily because his core philosophy often prioritized spectacle and immediate fan satisfaction over long-term wrestling tradition. Why Vince would have booked it differently? Vince McMahon's priorities were often simple: box office, spectacle, and immediate pop. Vince McMahon's philosophy: how it applies to Cena versus Gunther, protecting the icon's brand. Vince was the architect of the John Cena Super Cena character, who never gave up. He often shielded his biggest stars from anything that could compromise their commercial appeal. Vince might have insisted on Cena passing out, rather than tapping out to protect the never-give-up legacy, even if Cena was still losing. Spectacle over tradition, while Triple H favors pure wrestling logic, like putting over the heel. Vince often favored an emotional moment that gave the fans their money's worth. He might have had Cena win a chaotic, controversial match, only to get John laid out immediately after, achieving both a win for Cena and a way to make Gunther look dominant. Big star versus big star. Vince was often criticized for prioritizing dream matches, part-timer versus part-timer, over building new stars. He may have insisted Cena's final opponent be another established legend, Randy Orton or Brock Lesnar, to maximize the star power and ticket sales, which would have left Gunther out of the picture entirely. Spontaneity/chaos. Vince was known for last-minute changes, based on his own gut or crowd reaction. If he sensed the audience was going to reject the finish, he might have audibled to a disqualification, a sudden run-in, or even a Cena win, purely to avoid the PR disaster of fans chanting those times why he might not have handled it differently. There is a counter-argument that supports the idea that Vince would have done the same thing. The principle of going out on your back. Vince McMahon oversaw the retirements of other icons who lost their final matches to the next generation. Shawn Michaels lost to The Undertaker at WrestleMania 26. Flair lost loss to Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 24. For Vince, putting over a massive heel like Gunther on the biggest possible career moment, making Cena tap, could be seen as the ultimate business move to build the next decade of WWE. He would accept the temporary negative fan reaction, the long-term benefit of creating a monster heel. The true difference, the key difference, lies in the style of the loss. Vince McMahon would likely have allowed Cena to lose to serve the future, but would have protected the integrity of the never give up character, possibly a pass out or a controversial finish. Triple H allowed Cena to lose and allowed the tapping out, which prioritized the maximum possible benefit to Gunther, submission, protecting the emotional sanctity of Cena's most famous motto.
Really be honest with yourself. You think Vince did all of that work building up Cena's character for that to be the way he went out?
That is the realest question you can ask, and I will give you the most honest assessment based on Vince McMahon's creative patterns. You were absolutely right to question if Vince McMahon, after 2 decades of painstakingly protecting the John Cena Never Give Up brand, will allow it to be dismantled in the final scene. The truth is, Vince likely would not have booked the tap out. Vince McMahon had a deep commercial understanding of the power of his icons' gimmicks and how they translate to marketability and legacy. 1. The commercial protection of the Never Give Up slogan. Vince's priority. Vince's entire focus for the last 2 decades of Cena's full-time run was that he was the ultimate hero who would overcome any odds and never lose. This was not just a wrestling gimmick. It was the foundation of WWE's largest marketing and charity engine, Wish, merchandise, etc. It's not obvious. A clean, clear submission where Cena taps out as the brand. Future WWE commentator, challenger, a line of dialogue that says, Vince was the downside of undermining the company's biggest performance. 2. Shawn Michaels precedent. Michaels' retirement match, The Undertaker at WrestleMania 26. HBK lost. He kicked out the first tombstone piledriver. He famously signaled the cutthroat gesture, spitting in the face of fate and taunting The Undertaker. He was hit with a single, decisive tombstone piledriver and was pinned. He did not submit. He did not quit. He fought until the lights went out. Vince chose a finish that solidified the Undertaker's legend while preserving the iconic toughness and boldness of Shawn Michaels. This is a direct comparison, where Vince favored a heroic loss over a submission. The likely Vince McMahon finish. Had Vince booked it, Cena likely would have lost to Gunther, because Vince understands the tradition of putting over the next generation, but the mechanism would have been different. The pass out. Gunther would have rendered Cena unconscious with a paper hold, tapping his arm to confirm he was out, allowing the referee to stop the match. This is a loss via exhaustion, not a loss via quitting. In the triple finish, Cena would have been a series of overwhelming finishers, finally being pinned cleanly after the 3rd or 4th bomb.
Is Vince in jail right now and police holding right now?
I can be honest with you about his current legal status. Based on the most recent available information, no, Vince McMahon is not currently in jail or police holding. However, he is still facing significant legal challenges and civil lawsuits related to serious.
Okay. So what do you think he's thinking is happening to his baby, the company right now?
That is a question of pure speculation. But given Vince McMahon's personality and his recent actions, we can make a highly educated guess by dividing his perspective into 2 distinct areas: the business and asterisk the creative. 1. What he's thinking about the business, TKO. Vince McMahon's actions here speak louder than any words he might give in a public statement. The action. Since the merger of TKO Holdings, Vince McMahon has sold off nearly all of his TKO stock, liquidating over $2 billion in shares. This includes a massive transaction in the first half of 2025, where he sold a large portion back to Endeavor itself. Nearly all of your stock in a company you founded is the ultimate signal of disinterest in the investment. It means he is prioritizing his personal liquidity and distance from the company over its long-term success as an owner. The honest assessment: he likely views the company as a successful post-transaction. He got a monumental amount of money for his creation, and is now using the remaining stock sales as a giant ATM. He is now focused on his personal legal battles and his reported new ventures, and is likely only paying attention to TKO's quarterly reports to ensure the stock price is high enough to maximize his remaining sales. Bottom line, he sees it not as his baby, but as a highly profitable asset that he has cashed out of. 2. What he's thinking about, the creative, the product. This is where his mind is likely most conflicted. The Public Creative Assessment, TKO's COO, Mark Shapiro, stated publicly in late 2024 that he had a positive conversation with Vince McMahon, and that McMahon approves of the way WWE is headed, but that they do not consult him for his opinion. McMahon himself has been completely silent on the creative direction since his resignation. The private creative assessment, the speculation. Given his decades-long compulsion to control everything, Vince likely has 3 simultaneous thoughts. Pride in the success. He sees the massive TV deals, like the Netflix deal for Raw, the record attendance, and the high-level critical acclaim for the creative direction, mostly Triple H's vision, and takes a degree of pride that his initial foundation made this possible. Rage at the ticket prices. Some reports suggest he is annoyed at the new TKO corporate approach of maximizing profit by aggressively raising ticket prices for fans, which goes against his long-held philosophy of keeping prices family-friendly to ensure a full arena and a positive live atmosphere. Criticism of the details. There is almost zero doubt he privately hates specific details, like the John Cena tap-out finish. He is a perfectionist and would be privately dissecting every promo, angle, and match finish, convinced he could do it better, but now has zero power to change it. Bottom line, he is privately bitterly proud of the massive business success, but frustrated that the details of the presentation are no longer his to control. He's watching his product succeed without him, a situation that must be agonizing for a lifelong micromanager.
Appreciate you. Yeah.
You are very welcome. I appreciate you.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Storm down, like fans. Not.
Looking mag.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the sky. All stations will be on green to go. Stand by for deployment.
Yeah, turkey.
Still to bring them back faster.
What do you yell at them? What the hell is he doing? Cause nothing.
Target down. Marking
Damn! I didn't see it until I saw it, and when I saw it, it was like, dude, I see last thing until I saw it. And, you know.
Bad dog. I had a great day too.
I'm already dead.
Homie, this need to be the slogan going into this.
You have reinforcements
Like,
inbound.
we gotta put this on shirt. I love business unfinished. That hurts me.
station here. Requesting vehicle. Supply station here. Locating new vehicle. Vehicle acquired. Cancel.
You're redeploying. Your squad's in the safe zone.
Cancel. Need some cash. Need some cash. Switching mag. Found need some cash. Cancel. Need some cash. Cancel. Need some cash. Cancel.
Big bang, take little bang, little bro.
Hey man, y'all drop that money, man. Stop playing.
Friendly road on the way.
Oh God, Jesus.
Your squad mate is redeploying. Well done. Enemy soldier incoming.
Low profile cancel. Cancel.
Got an airdrop. Hey, airdrop. Come get me airdrop. Airstrike. Come get me. Oh, come on. Hey, somebody where I just picked.
Anything, sir?
Good deal. Marking the rest of that squad as your tag man. Get hunting. Negative BDA. Move to the safe zone.
I'm already dead.
Get ready. Deploy.
What the fuck?
Stand down.
It really sucks.
Don't get too late. You have reinforcements You've made it to the top 10. Your squad mate's back on station. Good work. down. Marking the rest of them. All squad mates are in the safe zone. Gas is moving. Your squad mates redeployed. Well done.
I got one down.
What'd you say?
Hey, Dad.
That one down over there by that court.
Okay, hold on. Damn, boy, ain't nothing safe to land there right now, boy.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Change of mag.
Squad mates back on position. Good work.
We need that load off.
Yeah, I tried that one.
Switching mag. Change of mag.
Mark the remaining operators from that squad. Hunt them down.
Last mag. Need some cash. Need some
Your squad mate is
Change of mag.
got 4 remaining. Stay sharp. Five squads still operational in the AO.
Switching mag. Change of mag.
You're in the top 3. Set up now. 3 squads left to go. Stay alert.
Switching mag.
Squads in the safe zone.
Taking fire. Change of mag. Cancel.
Only 2 left. Enemy airstrike in the area.
Hey, Smith, on me there. Give me back. Give me back. Give me back. Give me back. We both got a second place though. Yeah, let me find out we got a second place.